Assalamualaikum Warahmatullahi Wabarakatuh. My name is Nisrina. I am from State University of Jakarta, majoring in Management, Faculty of Economics, 2017. Today, I would like to present about my internship report at PT Sigma Utama Paint as a finance staff. We know that every company looks for employees who are competent in their fields. But not only competent, the company will also look for employees who can use technology in this advanced era. This makes companies more stringent in selecting prospective employees and make the competition even more difficult. Therefore, internship was held by the State University of Jakarta with intention of preparing students to adapt in the world of work. With internship, students are expected to gain work experience as a profession for the future and have the skills that companies need to be able to compete with other job seekers. I did an internship in Finance Division at PT Sigma Utama Paint. PT Sigma Utama Paint is a manufacturing company that produces various types of paints that located in Citarap, Bogor. The reason why I chose PT Sigma Utama Paint are because first, I want to have an experience of working in manufacturing company. Second, the location of PT Sigma Utama Paint is really close to my house and it only takes me 15 minutes to get there. I did an internship for 2 months or 40 working days from July 20 until September 17 from Monday to Friday and 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. PT Sigma Utama Paint was founded in 1932 under the name of Linda Thieves, Peter Schoen and Zoon and was nationalized in 1959 by the government of the Republic Indonesia to become one of the state companies under the Ministry of Trade. In 1980, it became a subsidiary of PT Mega Ultra, and in 1982, the name was changed to PT Sigma Utama Paint. Currently, PT Mega Ultra is a subsidiary of PT Pupuk Indonesia Holding Company, and PT Sigma Utama Paint is a holding member company. The factory location is very strategic on the edge of the Jagorawi Cibinong Toll Road, Bogor, West Java, with an installed capacity of 6,000 tons per year. In the organizational structure of PT Sigma Utama Paint, the company is led by the main director. The main director is in charge of internal control committee, secretary, and 3 managers from the marketing, engineering, and finance divisions. The general activities of PT Sigma Utama Paint are producing various types of paints, delivering goods, and buying raw materials of paint manufacturing. During the internship activities at PT Sigma Utama Paint, I was placed in the finance division. The tasks that I did during the internship are first, prepare a purchase report. Purchase report is a report that contains information about every details of goods that have been purchased. When did the purchase occur? Where were the places to buy the items and the price of the items? Purchase reports that I made consist of purchases of raw materials, supporting materials, as well as vertical. In making purchase reports, I input data based on purchase order and based on realization. I recorded the purchase order date, PO number, supplier name, item name, number of products purchased, date of delivery, total price, value added tax or PPN, and total amount to be paid. Second, I do a recap of the output tax invoice. Output tax is the payable value added tax which must be collected by taxable entrepreneurs who deliver taxable goods, delivery of taxable services, export of tangible taxable, export of intangible taxable goods, or export of taxable services. As proof of value added tax collection, taxable entrepreneur is required to make a new tax invoice. I was given the text to recap the output tax invoice listed on the invoice. The tax invoice recap is carried out from July to September. The tax invoice recap consists of number, NPWP, vendor name, invoice number, tax invoice number, date, DPP, value added tax e-invoice, value added tax control, invoice value, upload information, upload value, and invoice status. The next one, I make an analysis of the accounts receivable age. Accounts receivable age report is a form of report to determine the position of account receivable by grouping accounts receivable at a certain period. Through this grouping, company management can find out the position of the receivables so that they can make the right financial policy. First of all, I enter the data from each company listed on the invoice. Then, I group the debt based on their maturity. The goal is to make it easier for companies to find out the amount of receivable based on their maturity. Next, I equalize ledger value added tax with annual income tax return. Equalization is a process to check the suitability of one type of tax with other type of tax that have relationships. This equalization is carried out to equalize VAT or value added tax or PPN, which is recorded in the annual tax return. I was given the task of equating value added tax ledger with the value added tax in the July annual income tax return. If there is a difference in the amount of or there is a value added tax that has not been recorded both in ledger and annual income tax return, it will be recorded on the working paper as a deduction or addition. The last task is creating an invoice. Invoice is a document used as proof of payment in buying and selling transactions. Invoice is made in 3 sheets. The first sheet is submitted to the buyer who has already paid the transaction. The second sheet is for sales records, and the third sheet is used for reports to the financial department. I see the data on the purchase order and enters the data by the company name, purchase order number, tax invoice number, item name, quantity, price, and total price. After that, I print the invoice on a dot matrix printer as many as 3 sheets. Next, I put together the purchase order sheet with the invoice, then did a recap on the file, delivery data recap. Based on the internship carried out at PT Sigma Utama Paint, there are obstacles that I found in its implementation. First, the unclear job description made me confused about what to do. When I first entered, I was just told to help with the work of the finance team, but did not specify what work I had to complete. And then second, at the beginning of my internship, I had a little difficulty adapting and communicating with employees at PT Sigma Utama Paint. This happened because I was not introduced directly by my finance manager to the employees in the company. I overcome the problems with being active in the office environment. I try to improve communication to the finance manager, find out more about my job descriptions, and regularly report the progress of my practical work. I do that so that I don't waste my time and focus on the work that company has entrusted me with. And even though I was not introduced directly by my finance manager, I still introduce myself individually to the employees on the company. I also try to be active in communicating with other employees. After doing an internship at PT Sigma Utama Paint as a finance staff, I get useful experience and insights into the real world of work. I am required to be disciplined, professional, and neat in doing my assigned work, and I got work experience that is useful as a practical profession for applying for work. I hope that PT Sigma Utama Paint provide clear job descriptions so that students who are doing internship know what to do and not confused with the job description. The company is also expected to introduce students to the employees to facilitate the adjustment process during the internship. In the future, it's hoped that State University of Jakarta, especially the Faculty of Economics, will collaborate with corporate companies to channel students who want to carry out internship, so that in the future, students do not need to look for companies that make preparations for internship taking a long time. This is also to minimize the possibility of students getting jobs that are not in accordance with their major. This is the end of my internship report. Thank you so much. Wassalamualaikum Wr.Wb.